Talking about me?
Making the cuts, Heidi Klum reveals the moment she felt like she made it. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Andrea Belke, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. We've got 10 minutes, so let's dive right in with the first 5. Starting with this week's People cover story, which is chock full of details on Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton's country wedding. They said "I do" in a backyard chapel on Blake's Oklahoma ranch, surrounded by just 40 friends and family.
A source tells People that they kept the wedding simple because they didn't want a media circus. And after this tough year, they just wanted to be surrounded by those closest to them. The source added that the couple is very family oriented and having the wedding at home was a way to make Gwen and the families feel as comfortable as possible.
Their special day was full of personal touches, like not one, but 2 custom Vera Wang wedding dresses with the names of Gwen's kids embroidered on them. Then there was this show-stopping 5-tier cake, an elaborate fireworks display, and of course, the couple incorporated music every step of the way. From their reception playlist, which featured their famous musician friends, to their vows. Their officiant, Blake's longtime pal Carson Daly, revealed that sweet detail on Today.
He wrote her a song, and he sings her a song while he's crying that he wrote specifically for her, and not a dry eye in the house.
According to our source, Blake wanted the wedding day to be perfect for Gwen because his love for her is so deep.
And another happy couple is kicking off the posts you've been loving this week. Camila, Cabello and Shawn Mendes are still head over heels as they marked 2 years together with a romantic Caribbean getaway. Shawn shared this steamy pic smooching on the beach, while Camila showed off their silly side with wishes for more joy, more friendship, and more love in her caption. And speaking of more, it looks like Nick Cannon is a dad again. Model Alyssa Scott announced over the weekend that she welcomed a baby in June after previously appearing to confirm on Father's Day that she was expecting a son with Nick. Those tattoos look familiar. This would be his 7th child total and 4th within the last year. And model Bridget Malcolm is promoting healthy body image on TikTok by trying on the exact bra that she wore in the 2016 Victoria's Secret fashion show. The viral clip shows just how ill-fitted the size 30A bra is now, with Bridget explaining she's a quote, healthy 34B these days. She also included some throwbacks from the show, revealing that the sadness behind her eyes in the photos, quote, breaks my heart. And in more Instagrams that had us talking this week, Kelly Ripa shared some group shots from her vacation to Italy and Greece over the holiday weekend. It was a delayed family trip in celebration of her son Michael's college graduation. But some commenters honed in on one shot in particular, which gave the illusion that Kelly had only one foot. She responded on her Instagram stories asking in part, "Can you explain to me why people are fixated on my feet in a family photo?" Her husband, Mark Consuelos, tried to explain that it was because it looked like she was missing a leg. But Kelly quickly pointed to 2 other photos where her leg appears just fine. She went on to speculate that maybe it was because she crossed one foot over the other, but we'll never know for sure. She ended her stories by calling those who questioned her foot placement weirdos. Next up, a headline you've been following closely on People.com. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's former chief of staff is opening up about her time around the couple.
In an interview with the outlet The Cut, Catherine St. Laurent said that working with Meghan and Harry, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, was an incredible experience.
St. Laurent joined the Archewell Foundation in early 2020 and transitioned into an advisor role under a year later.
Catherine predicts that Meghan and Harry have the potential to be incredibly influential in the social impact space because they are talented and creative leaders.
And her experience seems to be in contrast to previous reports about what it's like to work with the Duchess.
In March, The Times in the UK reported that Meghan faced bullying claims from staffers during her time as a working royal at Kensington Palace, something her office has strongly refuted. Catherine shared on her LinkedIn that she was really grateful for the time she had working with Meghan and Harry because she found it to be incredibly fulfilling.
On to another story in this week's issue of People. Michael Phelps is opening up about his mental health and why he kept his struggles private in the past.
This is something that
You know, for me, for a while, I probably stuffed away because I couldn't show that weakness or that vulnerability, that side, to give my competitors any kind of edge. I think as an athlete, it's challenging.
The retired Olympian's wife, Nicole, explains how the couple's 3 sons have coped with their dad's challenges.
And they will either try to go be near him, or they'll question it, or you'll see them kind of act out in different ways too.
Michael remembers the moment when he realized he needed help.
It was wanting to not be alive. I mean, that was the hardest thing. You know, multiple days being in my room, not wanting to be alive, and kind of not really knowing what to do, where to go, who to turn to.
And that's why he's praising tennis star Naomi Osaka for publicly sharing her own efforts to put her mental health first.
It's a powerful message. You know, being able to use her platform, be her authentic self, stand and talk about what she's going through as much as she can. I was applauding it.
All right, now let's move on to some screen time. I'm so excited to be joined now by Heidi Klum, who is back as host and executive producer of the fashion competition series Making the Cut, which hopes to find the next great global fashion brand. It premieres on July 16th on Amazon Prime Video.
Designers, 2 minutes out. Oh my God, and here we go.
For these final 5 minutes of the show, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, you have to give me 1 answer. For question number 2, you have to give me 2 answers, and so on. Let's get started. This is the 2nd season of Making the Cut, and it's bringing together designers and entrepreneurs from around the globe to Los Angeles and celebrating the city's diverse fashion scene. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for these designers. So I would love to know, what is one opportunity that you've had throughout your career that you look back on now and realize it was life-changing?
Participating in my modeling contest. It was in 1992. I saw it in a magazine. They were doing a contest on TV, so you had a coupon that you could cut out and then send in random photos of yourself, and I won that contest.
Is there a moment where you thought, oh, I've made it?
I remember when I was on the cover of Sports Illustrated and I did Victoria's Secret, and I would go into like a restaurant. I could hear a lot of, shh, that's the girl on the cover of Sports Illustrated. They're talking about me.
Joining the show as judges this season are supermodel Winnie Harlow and fashion designer Jeremy Scott. And each episode's winning accessible look will be immediately available to shop. Now, you are such a trendsetter, so I'm curious, what is one fashion item or trend you're so excited to wear this summer?
I only will buy something that has like a special something to it, because otherwise, why spend the money? What I'm wearing today, I wear something from Moschino today. You do see a lot of these spliced fabrics made into like a shirt. So I do see that a lot, and I quite enjoy that. Has a skirt too.
I like it.
Cute.
You host and executive produce Making the Cut alongside your great friend Tim Gunn, who you've worked with for almost 2 decades.
Let's start the fashion show.
Hey, that's my line. Let's start the fashion show.
What are 2 reasons that you think your partnership with Tim has lasted this long?
I think Tim Gunn and I were kind of this odd couple, like Lucille Ball and her husband. He is like this distinguished, handsome man. He's kind of like my James Bond husband, you know, and I'm kind of like his crazy butterfly. And it just works really well. And he always teaches me new words that I've never heard of before, like titillating.
Everything's very titillating.
Titillating?
So I always learn new things with Tim Gunn.
We couldn't help but notice the stunning vacation photos that you've been posting on your Instagram lately, many of which were taken by your husband, Tom. He's a great photographer. You 2 have been married since 2019. I would love to know, what are 3 things you love doing together?
Snuggle, cook, and dance.
What kind of dancing?
Well, he promised me when we got married that he will never say no to me ever when I ask him to dance with me. I definitely remember this a lot, and he's probably sad now that he said it. It's like one of my favorite gifts of all.
You recently posted this video of you shaking your booty, and how do you have so much energy all the time?
I'm just wired that way. He was just Shakira also, you know, when I heard that song, I was like, how does she really do this?
I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right.
I don't know how she sings and does this, because, you know, honestly, I could do one song, well, let's say half a song, and then I was already like exhausted.
As the host of the show, we hear you give some incredible advice to the contestants throughout the season. What are 4 qualities that you think someone needs to have to make it in the fashion industry?
You definitely have to have the passion for it.
Have to have passion in fashion.
You can't give up so fast because there's always someone that's gonna be like, I don't know.
I'm actually crazy about it.
Oh, because your silence was killing me.
You have to know also the history about fashion, and you have to have your own ideas.
There it is. Beautiful.
I think it's also important that you're a humble and nice person. You have to have somewhat of a package where you have to also be likable so that people, want to spend their money and buying your things.
And finally, what are 5 words to describe this season of Making the Cut?
Fun.
$1 million!
High fashion. Fresh.
I would like to see my husband in this.
Energy.
We're so excited to be back.
Dreamy and magical. There is a certain kind of magic in fashion.
Heidi, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, be sure to watch the new season of Making the Cut when it premieres on Amazon Prime Video on July 16th. All right, time's up. See you next Thursday.